Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're gonna do a Jedi Knight on the Republic side. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, let's just do Twi'lek, sure. Male. We're just gonna randomize it for now, for time's sakes. However, there is a lot of different customizations you can go through. Like you can change body type, make him really skinny, or make him a chunk. You can change the complexion or eye color, just a bunch of different stuff. But we're just gonna keep it random. So let's do that one. Nope. Whatever. Let's do that one. Random name. Let's see if I can get one that I can pronounce. All these names are insane. Uh, Somnip. That's kind of weird. Alright, let's play it. One thing you need to know about this game is that it takes a really good graphics card to run. So you might not be able to do it if you have like a laptop or anything, but it does take up a fair amount of space. I think it's like 13, 14 gigs. It's pretty big. You probably need to get a computer upgrade if you want to run the you want to run the best graphics. But I think it's fine on low. There's still really good graphics on low. Jesus. Sorry about that. That was really loud. Okay, this is the opening cutscene for the Jedi Knight. I'm gonna shut up.
Welcome to Typhon. Everyone at the temple is looking forward to meeting you. Your former masters praise your combat skills. They say you're becoming an expert duelist.
It's easy to excel when you're trained by the best.
The Jedi Council will assign you a new master to oversee your final trials. You'll be tested in ways you can't imagine. But when you leave Typhon, you'll know what it means to be a Jedi Knight. More importantly, you'll know yourself.
I'm eager to face these trials. Where do I start?
There's a speeder here that will take you to... Hang on. Getting an emergency signal. Flesh raiders? Armed with blasters? You must be mistaken.
I'm mistaken or not, that Padawan is under attack.
They've never come this close before. Flesh raiders are a species of hostile natives. They're smart enough to use tools and violent beyond reason. I'm sending every able-bodied Jedi down to the Padawan training grounds right away. Especially you.
Just point the way. I'll handle the rest.
Take the speeder outside to the training grounds, push back the Flesh Raiders, and find out if they're really using advanced weapons. Go. I'll catch up with you after I alert the Jedi Council. May the Force be with you.
Alright. So the first planet you go to as a Jedi Knight or Jedi Counselor is Tython. And personally, I just hate this planet and every single monster that lives inside of it. Flesh Raiders are pretty annoying, and you fight them literally until like level 10. But they're just a big part of the first few levels of the Jedi's in this game. One thing I want to point out is the map. I love the translucency when you're moving, so you can see where you're going, and you can still see the map at the same time. But when you're not moving, it just turns solid again. So I thought that was a really cool feature to add to the game. So I'm just gonna take. That looks pretty cool actually. Taxi. See, it's got the Star Wars letters. I want to take the time to actually learn the Star Wars language and the writing. I think that'd be fun. I don't know about you guys. I just think it'd always be fun to learn a new language, but whatever. That's off topic. Um. So yeah, I just got off the speeder. We are going into basically first combat. As you can see, I'm just gonna skip all of the side quests, like all the side quest conversation. This entire game, every quest has conversation in it, but I'm just gonna skip through it. But I will watch the storyline quests. Alright, going into combat, the first spell you get is called Strike, and it's just your normal hit, and it generates 2 focus. You need focus to use your second spell you get called Slash. It takes 3 focus to use, and it does more damage. It does a lot more damage, actually. But, yeah. Also, every class has a passive buff, and for the Jedi, it's called, well, for the Jedi Knight at least, it's called Force Might, and it increases your melee ranged force and tech bonus damage and healing by 5%. It lasts for 60 minutes. And I also have Shi Cho form, which increases all damage dealt and reducing all damage received by 3%. And that just lasts forever until I turn it off. There's also Sprint, which increases my movement speed by 35%. And it's cool because when I go into combat, it automatically turns it off for me, and then turns it back on by itself when I leave combat. Here, I'll show you. Just watch the blue button. So I don't have it while I'm in combat, and I got it when I'm out. Back to the game though. Yeah, these are the Flesh Raiders. Apparently, they're just mentally retarded, and somehow figured out how to use training lightsabers and weapons. But let's just finish this quest, and sometimes along the way in your adventures in Star Wars, you'll see random blue glowing items, and those are either lore objects or quests that you can get and just do those while you're doing your other quests. Like this one, it's a cage with a dead Padawan in it. And right now I have to use my holo communicator. Let's skip this, don't need this, blah 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 blah. Okay. Now, I also forgot quick travel. With quick travel, you click it, and it shows you a map, but there's little points on it, and once you discover more cities and points, you can learn the points and just travel to them. If I click that right there, it'd make me go there. It has a 30-minute cooldown, but it's really effective when you're doing like a bunch of quests at a time. Okay, then there's also introspection, which basically heals you, and what you can't use it while you're in combat, but it heals you over 15 seconds. It heals your full health. Okay, I finished killing all the Flesh Raiders that I needed for that quest, but I got a new quest to release captured Padawans. So I'm going to go around and look for those. There's one right here. But of course, there's these retards guarding it. And I just got a bonus quest. Bonus quests are part of normally your main quest, but sometimes they're part of side quests. But what there are, basically it's just telling you to kill an extra amount of guys or loot an extra amount of things. Like this one tells me to kill 15 more Flesh Raiders while I'm releasing these Padawans. And it's good to complete these, because if you do, you get extra XP when you turn the quest in. Actually, I don't think you have to turn it in. I think you just get it when you complete it. But it's really helpful. When you're looting, the blue beams means that the loot on the guy is common, and it won't be anything special, maybe some credits, and a gray item. But if it's a yellow, it's a quest item that you need to loot. If it's green, then it is a piece of rare armor. If it's blue, if it's a dark blue, then it's a piece of really rare armor, and it's usually really good. And I think there's also red. I'm not sure. It might be red or orange, but that is legendary. Okay, so we're just gonna go through this camp. Ooh, there's a rare spawn that I'm gonna kill. Actually, this is pretty hard. Usually rare spawns drop good armor, but apparently this guy just doesn't like me. There's another cage, so we're just gonna go do this. Get this quest over with. While I'm fighting, I want to tell you about PvP. And PvP is one of my favorite features of this game. And it's really fun, even to watch. PvP, when you're in, you can go into PvP at level 10, and even at level 10, you could get in with like a level 50 or a level 40, because the cool thing about this PvP is that it, no matter what level you are, it matches your health and your rage or mana or whatever you have, or focus to the to the same as a level 50s. So instead of having, how much health do I have? Instead of having 660 health at level 2, at level 50 I'd have 52,000 health, but I'd still be level 2. Or something like that. But I still gotta get 2 more Padawans, and I gotta enter this cave. The PvP, it helps you find matches faster. And there's also different game modes of PvP. One of them is called Hutball, and it's basically like capture the flag, except for there's one flag, and you can actually like pass the ball, and it's still like an all-on deathmatch, except for there's one flag in the middle, and you have to get it across the other team's border, or whatever you want to call it. Next, I want to tell you about phases, and then I'll go back to the PvP. Phases is where it's just your class is allowed. It's like Jedi Counselors can't go in this. It's for Jedi Knights only. It's part of the lore for the storyline. But it's just a bunch of flesh raiders still, and I just gotta get rid of these guys. There's another bonus quest. Things are everywhere. Another thing that you might notice about the Jedi Knight is that right now I do not have a lightsaber. Right now I only have a Jedi practice blade. You don't actually get your lightsaber until you're like level 7 or 8, depending on how many bonus quests and stuff you do. But when I made my first Jedi Knight, I got mine at level 6 because I wasn't doing any of the side quests. I thought you only had to do the story quests. And I'm not a big quest fan. I mean, I always liked grinding. I just like killing a bunch of people. That's just me, though. A lot of people do not like grinding at all. They'd rather do the quests. And now, versus like 2 years ago, yeah, I'd probably do the quests. But my point is that it's just hard to grind. It's easier to quest. Let's see here. Going back to PvP. The second part about PvP is that you can let me restart that. There's another game mode to PvP, and it's kind of hard to describe. Each of your teams, or each team, has a gunship, and the gunships have 600 or 500 health. I can't remember how many, but there's 3 guns, one on the side, one on the other side, and then one in the middle. You have to capture the guns by just right-clicking in it. It takes like 10 seconds to capture the entire thing, but once you capture it, you have to defend it, and it just shoots the enemy gunship. Um, so basically, the first one to run out of their gunship and the gunship dies loses. I think there's one more. I can't remember it though. Oh, I remember now. It's an Empire. It's an Imperial gunship, and both of you are, or not a gunship. It's an Imperial like starship, and both teams are on it. One team's defending and one team's attacking. You have to the attacking team has to put bombs on the doors and make them like stay there for 20 seconds, and they explode to the doors. And there's like 3 sets of doors, and on the last door set, you exploded, and it. Excuse me, sorry about that. You exploded, and it goes to a like hacking device, and you use the hacking device, and then the attacking team wins. But there's a time limit, so if you run out of time on the attacking team, you lose. So that's PvP. I was just gonna say something. I forgot what it was. Here's another one of the captured Padawans. I get 2 more of these, and then I'm gonna find the missing students. So there's one. The missing students are this way. Another handy thing about the map. When there is a little arrow with 2 parentheses going around it, that means that the quest is within the general vicinity of where that is. Like, it'll put a circle around it, and the quest is within that circle, but it won't tell you where. It's just kind of making it a little bit harder. It really doesn't bother me at all. See, if I put a mouse over that, you can see the circle, but that one's a really small circle. Okay, so I freed my last Padawan, so I'm done with that quest, and I just turned it in right there, and I got a Tython commendation. Commendations, when you get them, I say level 3. When you get commendations, you can get a certain amount on each planet. Like, each planet has different commendations, but this Tython commendation I can get 8 of them, and then turn them all in for a really good chest piece for a Jedi Knight. You can, depending on what class you are, you can turn it in for a really good weapon or a really good lightsaber or something like that. But yeah, I am going. In fact, I think I have to go back to there. So I'll just show you quick travel really quick. You like pull out your holo communicator or whatever it is, then poof, they're there. So I'm gonna turn in this quest, and then if you look on the mini map, oh, sorry about that. Alright, I got some new boots. If you look on the mini map right now, you can see the little arrow pointing upwards and a plus sign under it. That means it's my trainer and he can teach me new things. So I can learn Force Leap and Force Sweep. Force Leap is pretty cool. It just jumps me to my target and does a bunch of damage. Force Sweep attacks all the guys in my area and does 74 to 84 damage to them. It also stuns weak and standard enemies. So now my only quest is to go to the Jedi Temple, and due to the time length of the video, I think I'm gonna end it, and I will continue whenever. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.